For you, Jonathan, my brother, you were very dear to me. Your love for me was wonderful, more wonderful than that of women. Wow. David, with all his wives and concubines, could not find a covenant relationship like he had with Jonathan. I thought, wow, when I saw that. You know why? Because their relationship was never selfish. You know, in marriage we can be very selfish, you know that? I remember several years ago, a young woman telling me, I have lots of money, my husband has also lots of money. My money is my money, his money is also my money. I thought, how smart. Smart girl. Dumb way to go. Right? Before marriage is that, people always think what to get. Somebody tell me, I remember somebody telling me, I want to get a really rich guy, you know, because I don't want to work. I thought, what? Just thinking which place they're looking at. Where do they get these ideas from? My only thing I keep telling my sons is, your dad and I will find you wives who are anointed of the Lord. Who will be the best looking women in the world? I have to give them solace. Best looking women in the world. Right? I keep telling them that. I don't care which part of the world they come from. Right? I've never worried about cultures being different, just so you understand. Never. I'm never troubled about what to eat and all. That's not very mandatory. That's boring for me. For me, it's important the heart is one. It's gelled together. That we can stand together. That we can walk together. That we can pray together. That my sons will not weep when they grow up or foolish women. That their wives will be women of character and understanding. And by our sons and all our sons in the church will be men of stature, of wisdom, of knowledge, who fear the Lord. All our women will be women who will stand in honor, anointed of the Lord. Why should we have lesser than that? I speak this over my sons every day. I speak this over the church children all the time. Come on, Lord, bless them. Make them. Not how we see them or their background, their father's education, mother's education. That's not biblical. Go with the biblical standard. The biblical standard is the presence of God surrounds them. The Spirit of the Lord lives inside them. Don't make covenants with anyone who doesn't have this. Don't make business relationships with anyone or associate with anyone who doesn't know your God. You will never succeed. Have you seen any place where they succeeded when they made the wrong alliances? No, that's a different subject. I'd love to share that one day. But alliances that you and I make will take us through life or break us in the course of life. So don't make it with the wrong people. Don't be in a hurry. Don't worry if you're getting older. Even if you're 60, somebody will marry you. Look at the newspapers. Come on. You are not reading newspapers very much. Some people tell me, I need to get married fast, you know, because nobody will marry me later. I was like, how old are you? 28. I'm like, which world are you living in? Then what happens next? They marry the wrong guy, and then after 10 years, they're all sobbing, crying, and they don't even have a marriage anymore. Typical story. I can tell you the dialogue. Then go through the 10 years, and it's sad. It's sad. You know why? Because we have not been wise to choose the right alliance. When we marry, we don't just see the person, see the family. See the history. Understand where they come from. Everything in the genealogy is written in the word, so you and I understand our lineage. Our lineage is the one of kings and queens, for God's sake, not just anybody else. Our lineage is not of this world. Our lineage is of a holy standing, of a godly upbringing. That's where we stand. That's where there was a Jonathan, that's where there was a David. That's where they clicked. Why did they get along so well? Because their hearts knew the same God. When your hearts worship the same God, His standards will be in your heart. His principles you will abide in. It's easy to walk the road. It's easy for me and Samuel to be married. I'm telling you, it's easy. I find it very easy to live with Samuel.
Hallelujah.
Not because he's the greatest man, but because he and I serve the same God. Our beliefs are one. We stand on the same principles. We don't budge. So it's easy for us to walk the same road. Like the book of Amos says in 3:3, two cannot walk unless they agree. So when we build those covenants, if anyone is not married in this place, or anyone listening to me on this video is unmarried and doesn't know, and your parents are pushing you to get married, please don't succumb. Just wait. Wait. You'll find. You'll find the right person, the Lord will send them to you. There's no hurry. God is not in a hurry, it's just sad things that we are in a major hurry. I want to end just reminding you with one thing. Remember I told you that Jonathan and David made a covenant with their households? Jonathan, as you know, was killed in battle with the Philistines. And David kept his word. See, there was no one to check it after that. There's no one to say, David, remember, please don't forget that you kept this. No tape recorder playing on the background. Remember, David, you told me this. Nothing. In his mind, he knew. So what did he do? The Bible records in 2 Samuel 4:4. Now, Jonathan had a son. 2 Samuel 4:4 says, Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame of his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came to Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled, and it came to pass as she hastened to flee that he fell and he became lame. And his name was called Mephibosheth. Okay? 2 Samuel 9:13 records. This is an interesting one. So Mephibosheth dwelt in Jerusalem, for he did eat continually at the king's table, King David's table, and was lame on both his feet. And when they came to a point of time in 2 Samuel 21, when David had to make a truce with the Gibeonites, and they said, we will not take anybody else, but you must give us Saul's sons. He gave 7, but he never let them take Jonathan's son. The Bible records that. The Bible records that it was such a joy for me to read that and understand what that means. Actually, verse 7 says that. But the king, verse 6 and 7 says, let King 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up unto the Lord of Gibeah of Saul, whom the Lord did choose. And the king said, I will give them. But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because the Lord's oath that was between them, because the Lord was witness to their covenant. Because between David and Jonathan, the son of Saul. But the king took the 2 sons and specified all the other guys that were taken and given over to be hanged. And verse 9 says that he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them in the hill before the Lord, and they fell all 7 together, and were put to death in the days of harvest, in the first days, in the beginning of the barley harvest. The Lord remembers you and remembers me, just like David remembered Jonathan's son. The Lord will give men in exchange for your life and my life, but will never let anyone come here. The Lord will give ransom as someone else for your sake and my sake, that you and I will be blessed, protected. That's the covenant the Lord has made with you and me. And I'm urging you this morning to learn to make covenants with people. Make covenants with people. Don't be scared. Don't make them lose sleep, because God is witness. But make them. I've made covenants with people. That I will keep them. No matter what happens. Even though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. I will not budge. I'm encouraging you this morning. When you and I got married, we made covenants. Right? We said, you are imperfect, I am imperfect. But when 2 of us get together, hopefully there won't be an explosion, but you and I will live together, right? We will make our lives together. We will walk in sickness together, we will walk in health together. We will only let death separate us. And the problem with churches today worldwide, and I say this with the authority that the Lord gives me, is that they have not learned to make these covenants. They know how to make it in marriages, and even that 50% of the marriages in churches don't last. Because they're made loosely, with loose tongues. Just very easy to make. Wear a ring on your finger. People are more concerned how big the diamond is on your ring today than your heart. That's the problem with the world today. But we learn in church. Just rise up on our feet. We just learn how to keep our covenant with the Lord. We learn how to make covenants with each other. We learn how to keep those covenants and say, no matter what happens, I will stand with you. Through your sickness, through what I had, it will be a covenant between God, it will be a covenant between your family, it will be a covenant between my family. We will stand with you, we will be with you. Those are covenants, church. If we understand covenants, we will always stand together. We will always stand on firm ground, on firm foundation. We will always learn to bless the name of the Lord.